Well, hello everyone. Well, today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. It seems like the last video that I did on Piro hovering was very popular. So I wanted to show you guys how to set that up so that if you want to do some Piro training of your own, you can use all the functionality that Heli-X can give you. So basically what I do, first of all, is because the helicopter is a little bit too far away, what I do is first I use a little bit of zoom. Well, actually, all the zoom. There you go. So what I do is that I zoom in so that I have a better view of the helicopter, because of course, being on a computer screen already, you lose depth of perception, and it's not the real size of as a real helicopter, and so on. So this seems to work for me. Now, the other part is that I actually use the training. So I'm going to set up the training, which is for helicopters, the hover training. Okay, there's a lot of training modes that you can use on Heli-X, but what I do is the hover training. So you can allow Heli-X to control some of the different inputs that you would give. So for example, the most common is the rudder. If you turn this on Heli-X and allow the rudder to move, then you can tell it to move in a speed of 1 rotation per minute, 2 rotations per minute, and so on and so forth. So you can allow it to automatically rotate when you're first starting, so that you just focus on your right stick on the radio, and you don't have to worry about the rudder. Also, if you want it to always remain at a specific height, like for example 1.5 meters, 0.5 meters, whatever, then you can also tell Heli-X to control your corrective, so that basically you don't need to do anything on your left stick and you just focus on your right stick. However, once you more or less get a grip of this, I recommend to move immediately to not allow Heli-X to do this, so that you can control it. Now, because I've put it to start at a height of 1.5, it'll do a hot start, so it'll actually start the training halfway. So so you have to be careful about that. If not, you'll be crashing and crashing and crashing. So just put your collective at mid stick, so that when you get started, it doesn't keep crashing if you have it all the way negative inverted. Also in here, I turned on the inverted flag because I'm going to do inverted training, inverted hover training. So now you can see that it is a hot start. I mean, it doesn't start while landing, so it does like kind of hot start. So what I'm just going to do here is going to try to do a very slow Piro and try to keep myself centered as much as possible. So in here, I'm actually having control of everything. So I'm moving the collective. I'm controlling the collective. I'm controlling the rudder. And of course, I'm controlling the cyclic, both the aileron and the elevator controls. So I'm trying to keep it as close to the center as possible with minimal inputs. The idea here is not to keep moving the cyclic, a lot, but to allow the flybarless, on a real helicopter, it would be a flybarless system, to help you a little bit. So just give little inputs here and there to try to keep it. As you can see, it went yellow. That means that you're starting to get to the boundaries of the first of the rings there. If you get to the external ring and it goes past the red, then it'll automatically crash your heli. Okay, so let's speed up the tail a little bit more and see if we can still keep the helicopter as centered as possible. What I want to do eventually is to give it full rudder and go super fast and still be able to control it. But for that, what I do is that I first start slow, and then I start speeding it up. So when I feel comfortable with a particular speed, then I'm able to speed up. Because if I speed it up too much, then my brain won't be able to understand it. So what I want is for my orientations to be automatic, to stop thinking about which movements to do, just automatically do them depending on what I'm seeing on the helicopter. And actually talking through this is helping me because I'm not focusing on the movements. I'm actually talking. So I'm not focusing on what I'm doing. I'm just trying to let my fingers do the work. So let's speed up the tail a little bit more. Ooh, it's getting difficult. Ooh, I went red. I almost went outside of the ring. Now Heli-X will automatically reset you. So remember that starting position where you were kind of floating in the middle. It'll automatically reset you to that position if you get out. So let's see how fast I can go before completely losing control. Because what I've noticed that happens is that I'm actually giving the wrong correction. So when that happens, the helicopter just goes, you know, very high or very to the side. So when that happens, that's when it crashes. So again, the trick is to try to just keep it, giving it small nicks. You don't want to keep moving your cyclic a lot. You want to just give it small corrections here and there and try to let the fiberless do its job. I think that's as fast as I can without losing control. Let's see what happens if I give it even more. A little bit more. Okay, so it crashed. As you can see, when I went out of the ring, it crashed automatically. But that's okay. It's a simulator, and that's what it's for. So the idea in here is to have a visual reference so that you can try to keep yourself at the same spot. So do all the corrections that you need to do that. And if you fail, then it'll punish you by getting back to the original position. So I guess that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep on doing training videos. Sometimes they're gonna be a little bit boring, but they also help me to keep a reference of what I'm doing on how I'm progressing through my training. And sometimes it helps me see the mistakes that I'm doing and try to correct them. So this winter season I'm going to try to keep on doing this Piro hover. I've noticed that the inverted Piro hover is what I'm weakest on, because what I want to do is actually do Piro flips. So my goal of this whole training is to do Piro flips, because when I do the flip from upwards to inverted, that's when things start to get ugly. So I need to make sure that I have all my inverted rotating orientations good, so that I can keep the disc flat after I do the Piro flip, so that I can control the helicopter and make sure that it stays on the same place. So that's a goal. So thank you very much for watching. If you actually got to the video this far, I really appreciate it, because usually my videos just get like 30 45 seconds that people view them. So actually, if you came this far, I really, really appreciate it. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.